everybody, what are you telling me? Welcome back to another great episode of Brooks Backlog. Now today, we have clips featuring Champagne Charlie discussing WrestleMania 10 and Jack Walker discussing his favourite wrestlers of all time. But before we show you guys any of them clips, we get in to a clip featuring Jack Torino discussing cinematic matches.
Yeah, and not only that, because with those cinematic matches, it benefited them to an extent that they had no fans in the arena. It was all like viewing on the network or on pay-per-view. Just to like sort of sidetrack here with like the recent AEW Revolution pay-per-view, there were fans in attendance and they filmed a cinematic match with Darby Allin versus Brian Cage and Ricky Starks, and like a cinematic matches go, it was good. I thought it was really, really good, but the live crowd in attendance, just part of their money that they paid to go see it in live, part of that was watching the guys on the screen doing a cinematic match and not actually getting to see them live. So I feel like they kind of got cheated out in some respect for that.
It's a bit like when they've done, what was the one, Orton and, House of Horrors, though, that ended, they've always done it when it's ended in the ring afterwards. So they had like the film thing before, then it came into the ring and it ended there. But I can see what you mean with regards to cinematic stuff. So we'll wrap up by talking about Mania 10 then. We've done the first 10 Manias. Mania 10's weird because it has the same main event back to back, but it was but I love the match between Brett and Owen as well. That was a great technical opener. And of course the first ever ladder match that took place also. Well, the advertised first ever ladder match, obviously. Ladder match, yeah. There's been ladder matches previously about on house shows and stuff. Which I believe, here's the thing, went way over time, that there was supposed to be like a 10-man tag match afterwards, but it got cut. Yeah, due to how long the ladder match went on. They do the tag match promo or something. They like a fight backstage or whatever, and that's the reason why it doesn't happen. They get told, and it's not the first time it's happened from WrestleMania. Remember that match going way forward now, but between it was the Rhodes Scholars and the Bellas and Funkadactyls. Yeah, and that got cancelled night on Raw. They got cancelled. You know, and it must be really devastating to get cancelled. It is. It must be a complete low blow. I hope they still get the payday, from WrestleMania. A very weird match between Crush and Macho Man Randy Savage. I quite like that. It's a weird way to do a Full Count Anywhere match, but it was nice seeing Savage back though, because obviously Savage they tried to force him into retirement, didn't they? Yeah, I think at this point Vince was trying to put a few people out of pasture. That kind of thing. So, and then this is the thing that was really weird. They had the fake Bill Clinton in the audience. I forgot about that. With Ted DiBiase interviewing him and whatever. Interrupting him. The main event of that's pretty cool, though. I think. Like they have two. Well, it's a double main event. They have obviously the co-Rumble winners Lex Luger, who now is a babyface, not the narcissist anymore. But it was the official passing of the torch because they tried to do it with Brett the following year, but then they screwed it up by giving the belt on Hulk. But for WrestleMania 10, it was, I think, the pinnacle of the new generation. Yeah, the start of that. You know what I mean? With Bret Hart, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels, all those guys getting those spots. Do you know what I mean? By this point, Hogan had gone south. You know what I mean? To WCW. So, yeah. In terms of like this period then, so obviously when you first kind of started, so if you touch upon obviously the Edge like love that you had, did that love does that love continue now? Like
100%. Edge is probably in my top 5 of all time.
Interesting.
I think, and that doesn't change. Like, a lot of my top 5 changes when you ask me, but Edge is always in there. Yeah, I think it's a common thing because like the first person I saw was Sting, and so I've always loved Sting, and so it doesn't matter whether he's t-shirt wearing TNA Sting, WWE barely getting used Sting, or in AEW at the moment in cinematic matches Sting, or like I would prefer him to be Surfer Sting. I fucking love Surfer Sting, but anyway, I'll always love him, and it'll always be in like my top kind of few workers. Yeah, it's the same thing I guess with you. I'm the same with Edge. Like no matter when I stopped watching wrestling in 2010. I carried on watching WrestleMania every year, and I carried on watching the Royal Rumble like most people do. But I stopped watching weekly wrestling until just after the Summer of Punk.
Okay, so a couple of years.
Yeah, but always I'd be looking if Edge was wrestling. And I remember the only Raw that I watched in that whole time was Edge's retirement. Well, that might have been a SmackDown. Just because I needed to watch. Just because I needed to watch Edge whenever he was around, because he's always been my favorite ever since I started watching wrestling regularly. He's always been definitely in the top 5.
Yeah, I think that's common though with a lot of people. That's why obviously when they bring people back, they know they're going to bring back some of that fan base that obviously might have stopped watching it. And Edge is one of them, along with people probably like Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, etc. They've done in recent years. But look,
unfortunately, man, all good things must come to an end. And today, we have reached the end of this great episode of Brooks Backlog. Now, guys, please like, share, comment, subscribe, everything, and make sure you tune in next time.